Hello, everybody. Thanks for keeping up the hard work. I know there are still a lot of questions, and I've been reading through the surveys and the Google Forms for some of the questions that you ask. And I'll try to kind of keep making videos and things to help answer some of them. So just to kind of review what we've been working on, what we've been trying to figure out is what soap is and what it does to viruses. And what we've noticed from watching some of those original videos is that soap is a very surface active kind of molecule. It has both a polar end and a non-polar end. And what that does is it allows it to interact with both polar things like water and non-polar things like oils and fats and dirts and things like that. And what's important to what we're talking about now is that its polar and non-polar ends allow it to break apart viruses, because viruses have a shell around them called a lipid bilayer that has non-polar ends that kind of hold it together, and polar ends that interact with the water that's in most biological systems. And soap, having similar polar and non-polar ends, can actually rip apart the virus. A few of you have asked about hand sanitizer, which also can rip apart viruses for similar reason. The alcohol in hand sanitizer is kind of polar and kind of non-polar, but it's usually a much smaller molecule than soap. So it's not as good at destroying the virus. So washing your hands with a lot of soap and water for the full 20 seconds is the best thing that you can do. But if you can't do that and you have hand sanitizer, then that'll also work. The math of how to calculate atomic sizes is something we'll work on a little bit more, a little bit later. I think I want to let you all take a break from the what I would consider the standard chemistry things that we would talk about, to kind of give you a mental break, and hopefully do something a little more interesting. And then maybe next week we'll come back and kind of tackle the math behind calculating the size of atoms again. That being said, if you're interested and want to see if you can find your own resources online or your own videos or an example of somebody else doing those calculations, I think that would be cool, and you can always send them to me via email, and I can help you figure those out too. Yeah, so this week, I think what we're going to transition to is some of the things that I mentioned in the survey. The most popular was by far trying to find a YouTube channel or video or series that we could all watch and learn from. So I think in the next survey, what we'll do is we'll try to find either a topic or a channel or something that we can all watch. I'll pick some that I know of that I think will work, and then I'll open it up for suggestions from all of you. Other than that, another thing that was popular was the daily puzzles or brain teasers, so I can post some of those. We will continue with Khan Academy. I think that's a way to kind of make sure that we're checking off the normal chemistry kind of curriculum without spending too much time on it. So those will be the three things that we'll definitely be working on. Also, because of the districts and the schools' push for increasing our reading levels, I do want to do some things with books and podcasts. So here is what I'm going to do. I'm going to set up an iLearn with forums related to the YouTube channel that we pick, and then related to a book or a podcast. And for the next week, as I post what those books and YouTube channels and podcasts or whatever they end up being, what they are, you'll be able to watch what you can or what you have access to, and then go in and discuss in those forums. I think that'll be the easiest way to kind of do things. That way people can kind of do it at their own pace, and you don't have to worry about, like, oh, I need to do that worksheet by tomorrow. It's just read a little bit, maybe log on to the forum, make a comment, or watch this YouTube video, log on, see what people are saying. And I think that should keep us busy for the next week or so, and then based on how well that works or what makes sense and what doesn't, we'll see what else we can do. So just keep an eye out on the blog and Google Classroom, because those are the places where I'll start posting the links to the iLearn. And then once we have the iLearn, we'll figure out which of those three spots, the blog or Google Classroom or iLearn, make the most sense for us to do things. So please be patient. Keep sending me your questions and anything else that you're worried about, and we'll figure this all out together. All right. Bye.